All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about something huge, unstoppable confidence. We're going to break down the science and the skill behind building it for real, drawing on some amazing insights from the worlds of psychology and high performance. Okay, let's just get right into it. We've all heard this, right? Usually right before a big presentation or some other huge challenge. And let's be totally honest, it's about as helpful as someone telling you to just grow taller. It's like, thanks, hadn't thought of that. So, what's the actual secret here? Well, it's a total game changer. An idea championed by performance coach Dr. Ivan Joseph. Confidence is not some magical trait you're either born with or you're not. Nope, it's a skill. And just like a muscle, it's something you can train and build up over time. Okay, so if it's a skill, what does that even mean? Let's start by totally rethinking what confidence actually is. When you strip it all down, self-confidence is simply the belief that you can get something done. No matter the odds, no matter how hard it is. It's that little engine inside you that turns "I think I can" into "I will." It's what turns thought into action. And this is where it gets really powerful. When you look at what actually builds confidence, a few things become super clear. Yeah, sure, your genes and your environment, they play a part. But look at that biggest slice of the pie. That's you. That's the stuff you control, your choices, the risks you take, and how you decide to react when you get knocked down. So, since our choices are the biggest factor, where does the training begin? It starts right between your ears. Let's get into how you can train your inner world, because it's all about winning the mind game. A huge piece of this puzzle is your mindset. Research from places like TED shows how critical this is. If you've got a fixed mindset, you kind of think your talents are just set in stone, so you're much more likely to give up. But if you have a growth mindset, challenges become chances to learn. And this isn't just positive thinking, it literally strengthens the connections in your brain, helping you handle setbacks and achieve way more. Just think about this famous line. It perfectly captures our next tool, self-talk. We all have that voice in our head, right? Narrating everything. Here's the problem. There are enough people in the world who will tell you that you can't do things. Why on earth would you join them? You have got to control that narrative. Dr. Ivan Joseph has some fantastic, really practical tools for this. You can create your own personal affirmations, just like Allie, or even better, and I love this one, write a letter to yourself, a list of all the things you're proud of. Because when you inevitably hit a rough patch, that letter becomes your proof, your hard evidence that you've got what it takes. Now, winning that inner game is absolutely crucial, but let's be real. Real, lasting confidence is proven through action. So let's move from our thoughts to our deeds, because this is where confidence is forged brick by brick. It's a really powerful three-step loop. It starts with repetition, practicing a skill until it becomes second nature. Then, as speaker Jim Rohn advises, it's about small disciplines, just consistently keeping those tiny promises you make to yourself. And finally, you use that momentum to take small, deliberate steps toward the very things that scare you. This story from Dr. Joseph is a perfect example. He talks about this goalie who had hands like stone, but through just pure, relentless repetition, he totally transformed his skill. See, the problem for most of us is that we quit at the first sign of adversity. Real confidence is born from persistence, from knowing deep down you've put in the work 1,000 times before. Okay, this next part might sound a little bit strange, but stick with me on this. One of the most important skills for building unstoppable confidence is getting good at failure. And here is the essential mental shift you have to make. We've got to completely reframe what failure is. It is not a dead end. As Jim Rohn puts it, failure is just feedback, is valuable data telling you exactly what to adjust for the next time. And history is just filled with people who mastered this. The Wright brothers didn't just have one brilliant idea. They meticulously studied a long history of failed flight attempts to finally succeed. And Thomas Edison, he famously saw his thousands of attempts not as failures, but as necessary steps toward finding what worked. Speaking of persistence, let's put a number on it for J.K. Rowling. 12. That's how many publishers rejected the Harry Potter manuscript. Just think about that for a second. Most of us would quit after 2 or 3 no's. She kept going through 12. This quote just nails the mindset, doesn't it? Research shows that the people who persist after failing are the ones who are best equipped to handle the next challenge. They don't just endure it, they learn, they adapt, and they keep on going. All right, finally,
let's talk about a powerful external factor that has a huge impact on your internal confidence: the people you surround yourself with. The great Jim Rohn explains it so simply. The people around you are either lifting you up or they are pulling you down, and there really is no in between. You have to ask yourself these tough questions. Take a hard look at who you spend your time with. You need to intentionally seek out relationships with mentors and peers who inspire you, because confidence is built in a community that sees and believes in the best version of you. So, we've covered mindset, action, failure, and our environment. After looking at all these different angles, it really all comes down to one powerful, unifying idea. It isn't something you're born with or something that just magically happens. It's built, brick by brick, through the daily practice of training your mind, taking consistent action, learning from your setbacks, and surrounding yourself with unwavering support. And we'll end with this powerful thought from Dr. Joseph. Ultimately, the foundation of all belief from others, all the success and all the opportunities, it all starts with your own deep, unwavering belief in yourself.